Hello, everybody. I probably said 7 p.m. Just gonna fill a little time and get the stream going here. Is I, Peerless Drew. Today we're gonna talk about MP-46 Black Arachnia. Hello, Shark and Blank Slate Studios. This is our discussion of MP-46 Black Arachnia, the subject of this past Sunday's stop motion transformation guide, video instructions. I don't know. She's a pretty cool figure. She has, and this doesn't come out on this video at all, but it has that sort of dot matrix printed sort of details to it. But it's too washed out to see, unfortunately. I really got to figure out how to get like a better video camera or something. This is supposedly HD, and this is supposedly the resolution that YouTube operates in, but some of these details don't really come out, especially on the Beast Wars figures. Like right here, it's like printed. So it's kind of a copper colored plastic, and then there's lines and striations printed on it. You can kind of catch them there. But it has that sort of dot matrix printer look to it. Just like Optimus and Cheetor and everyone else, really. So it's interesting. They figured out some way to kind of print on a three-dimensional surface. I think that's what's happening. It's hard to say. It's got a lot of nice details, like this purple. Again, doesn't show up in the camera very good, but it's a sparkly purple. And she's maybe a little too sexy for a toy, but they're just imitating what was in the cartoon. Apparently the cartoon was pretty risque. They're even a little pointy. Weird. Yes, thank you, Blank Slate. I noticed that this week I hit 3,000 subs. Pretty cool. The slow climb to 3,000. I believe I got to 1,000 subs back in like April. So 2,000 more since then in less than a year is pretty good. I'd love to get to like a billion subs. That'd be great. If you guys could get on that. For the stop motion video, I used these dental rubber bands to keep her legs organized. The legs can be a real pain in the ass, and when I got to the end of the video, I started to take the band off. This one's actually twisted because I did, only to discover that the terminal leg was like too loose. It was worse than this when I was shooting. And I was like, damn it, I don't know what to do. So I just put the rubber band back on and lived with it. But I guess I can take those bands off now. Should be going into the display case soon enough. But she's got those crazy legs. I think in the cartoon they're kind of have a mind of their own. They're all spread out and doing stuff. She's got claw hands, which is pretty horrible. Her hips have kind of a look a little bit like the eyeballs of the spider. But that's not where the eyeballs of the spider are. The eyeballs of the spider are inside her, underneath this part that forms her abdomen. Her humanoid abdomen. Yeah, I saw that Unique Toys Age of Extinction Galvatron, which is funny because in the movie it literally doesn't like transform in a way that anyone would accept. It was just morphing into a bunch of bits and then morphing back into a truck, which is practically what the other designs were doing in the first place, but there they were a little more, was it transformium? Movies and TV shows always want to come up with new elements. This alien spaceship is made out of something not on the periodic table. Oh yeah? Or Iron Man making a new element. It's not that easy. It's kind of dumb. But what the hey, let's turn her into a spider. She goes a little cross-legged for her spider mode. That'll come back as an element later. Here we can this whole thing has like a double accordion joint. There leaves a gap for her head and bust to go into. And the legs fall off. They've got these sockets at weird little angles, I think, to accommodate the spider mode, but it means the legs can easily pop off if they get torqued at the wrong angle. Fortunately, they're just little ball joints, so they just pop off safely. But here, we'll lift this up. It's kind of interesting because they got like a little bit of the spider carapace creates kind of a chest, but then the boobs go over the chest. Head positioning isn't real predictable, but you just kind of get it in there. And then trying to get this past there. And then there's a little slot here and a little tab there. And we're putting that tab in that slot. Kind of lock it down. And now we can open up her pelvis. I'll just go ahead and flip it over. Comes back in a minute. And then this carapace bit kind of rotates out. I'm going to flip it up and flip the head over. So there's the real spider eyes. And then this is on a series of linkages, so maybe it was designed by Fans Toys. But this all comes up like this. And I always get tempted to like hook the carapace there, but it actually makes the head too high. So I don't think it's supposed to hook. I don't know. It certainly acts like it does, but then you'll see later on it seems like everything's too high off the ground at that point. The torso, it was hard to convey this in stop motion, but there are a few frames of it. But the torso has like a little double hinge joint and it collapses as far as I can tell. Just get the head centered so the chin fits down. But that collapses a little bit. And then you gotta fiddle hopelessly and endlessly with the arms. So we're just gonna rotate the arms and the shoulder cowl and get this joint pointed to the middle. Have some spider legs constantly pop off. You can see why I used the rubber band in the video. And this just rotates to center and flips over. Just like this. That's roughly where it goes. Once you get the two arms pegged together, it makes a little more sense. There's these tabs here, and I don't know where they go or what they do. I have no idea. I mean, I've used them to kind of pinch the arms together, so maybe that's all they are, is like just handholds for you to pinch the tabs together or something, but I don't know. It's a bit of a mystery. Maybe someone who speaks Japanese can tell me if they were written about in the directions. We're just going to take these two and plug them together. They weren't plugged completely together when the video, once I turned the spider over, they'd become discombobulated, and I realized it too late, and I wasn't going to just reshoot everything. So, but they go a little tighter together than they showed in the video. That's kind of the underside of the spider. But you can see here, if the carapace is tabbed like that, it's just, I feel like it's too high off the ground and like not really kind of disguising or covering the arms. So, I mean, I kind of like to let it sit further down, but I don't know. I think maybe it's supposed to be up there, but it sure puts her arms like way up. I don't know. I do not know. It's a fiddly design. But nothing, I wish the arms kind of tabbed or something here into the underside, but they don't. And I entertain the idea that these tabs are supposed to be the other way around or something, like they misassembled the arms, but there's no actual tab holes. So that's not a thing. Her legs are kind of funny. They're spring-loaded calves, but the spring mechanism is so tight and aggressive. And by the way, this gold is really sparkly. It doesn't really come through, but it's a nice sparkly gold. For whatever reason, the thighs kind of separate out. I think it's just to kind of cover up the legs and make them less copper colored. Flip that down. But you see, the legs could sit lower because of the spring mechanism, but it just pops right back up. And it would be nice if this like tabbed into the thigh, into the calf or something, so that it would hold the spring mechanism down, but that's not a thing. That's not what it does. So it is what it is. So we'll do the same thing over here. And this flips up. And then it's a little tricky to deal with this double hinge here, but it's nice to kind of get it set now, because once you tab everything in, if it ends up kind of pressed inside out, it's kind of a pain to unget it, to get it out. But it does kind of insert, like I've already done it. But you have to just kind of lift that back up. But it inserts into the back of the knee, like that. And then go ahead and secure the gun. Hope you liked how the gun transformed in the video. I actually floated it out there. What's up, Predacon? Waspinator? Yeah. Are you getting Constructicons for Christmas? That's exciting. But these little tabs fold up. This kind of folds down. I'm going to leave it out now just so I can kind of manage the part. But it tabs on here. And then this can lower down, and there's a little tab that fits into a hole there. It doesn't really hold it together. It's just someplace for it to go. And then we can lower down these knee points. And that's pretty much it. You got to fiddle with the legs. I find that rotating them up like this works pretty good. This leg is designed to kind of go straight back like spiders do. And we'll do this one too. Leg, 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 leg. And she just kind of can sit on the bottom. But, you know, it looks like a spider. A spider doesn't really have a whole lot to work with when it comes to design, and the original cartoon design was not at all based on something you could do in real life. So I think all in all they did a good job of representing her in both modes. Here's what it looks like from the back. I mean, people bitch because it's like a big chunk, but it turns into a robot. There's got to be a big chunk somewhere. So they hide away her legs and part of her torso in the abdomen of the spider. They hide the arms underneath here. You can see they get untabbed easily because they don't tab into the bottom at all, which is annoying. The mandibles actually have, I mean, it's not that hard, but it has little joints so you can open the mandibles. Attaching it to here, you might be able to see that stress mark there. It doesn't feel loose or anything, but it's stressed. It's definitely a stress mark. Stupid clear plastic. There's like basically nothing on the bottom of her that actually matches this thing that's supposed to attach to the spider. The best I was able to come up with is I attached it right there on the arm. That's a similarly sized and shaped cylinder, so you can kind of plug it on there. But it's making me nervous because of that defect. But that's her. That's spider mode. Maybe this will be the picture. I'll leave it up for a minute so YouTube can perceive that as a picture. So what's next, huh? That's a question. I don't have anything new currently. Shozy just shipped me the New Age version of Skywarp, my favorite Seeker. I figured if I was going to get a new mold of that, I would get Skywarp. But that's going to be stuck in customs for the next week. So maybe next weekend, who can say? I've got Studio Series long haul to do. I've got someone had asked for previously, and it probably should be done, like a reshoot of MP-10. Be nice to kind of just show that in a modern format. I could do MP Shockwave I've never gotten around to, but it's a very simple figure, but I don't know. It's simple. It'd be a quick video. Easy to shoot. It'd be kind of nice to try to float the gun. That'd be fun. And of course I've got, just about everything produced since 2001. So I could shoot something. I'll think of something, but I'm not quite sure what I'm going to shoot next. Maybe I'll throw up a poll in the community tab on the YouTube channel. The Fazbear Reviewer. Yay, first time I catch a live stream as you're streaming. Congratulations, you did it. You've arrived. Does she fit on the stand in robot form? Huh. I mean, she can stand on the stand. There's a peg hole. There's a peg here, and on the back of her pelvis, or the underside, what becomes the underside of her pelvis, is a peg hole. So I'll take this apart here. It totally goes into that peg hole. I don't know how much it holds in spider mode, but in robot mode you can totally have her floating off the ground. I don't know if she did that in the cartoon. Maybe you Beast Wars experts can tell me if she ever did that. I'll put her back in robot mode because that's how she's going on the shelf, and also so we can do like a discussion about her various accessories. She got quite a knee, like it really can fold in half. It's kind of neat. Now I was halfway tempted to get Jabber from Shozy, but it looks awful. I've seen some of the reviews, and the transformation of it just looks lay it on the platform and do your best kind of thing, because it's not going to float in midair like that. I mean, even this thing will hold itself up at least for most of the transformation, whereas Fans Toys doesn't like to do that. I like to say Fans Toys has 3 modes: robot mode, vehicle mode, and then in between there's kind of like a contents of a kitchen drunk drawer mode. Just a mess. I think I'm going to put that rubber band back on. It manages the legs so nicely. Pain in the ass legs. If you rotate them all kind of towards the front, they'll all kind of line up together at least. Let's see if we can get one of these on here. Oh, it's God damn it! It's not on one of the legs. So obnoxious. There we go. This is some primo live stream video footage for you here. There we go. That's one. We'll do the other one. Manage. You can see how I didn't want to like individually animate these in the video. Just a pain in the ass. I kind of like how the Transformers Animated did Black Arachnia, where her actual arms and legs become spider legs. Of course, these spider legs look more like an actual spider's legs, but I don't know, something kind of clever about that. Black Arachnia, Arachnia. No, that was from Prime. Transformers Animated Black Arachnia. I think she was called Black Arachnia in the Beast Wars cartoon, but you'll notice the video says Blackwidow because that's what Takara called her. So that's the name of this toy, regardless of what she was in the cartoon. Just fiddling the arms into place. We'll extend this torso a bit. Flip this around and lower it. Actually kind of pegs a little bit. And then this can cover up. I can close the mandibles. That can cover up. We can go around back here. Sometimes this tab can be a little hard to release. And the tab really gets in the way of her chest. But you can see how this whole armature comes up. And then part of it form fits into the back of there. And then the other part, of course, covers up here. And then you can raise up the carapace and kind of pop it into place. It doesn't really peg. I mean, there's kind of a peg hole there. But we're back to robot mode. We made it. Congratulations to us. And then she does come with other faces. Of course, you can't see her face here for shit because it's too bright. Let me see if I can dim things down just a little bit and see if the got it at a fixed focus, so just don't want it so washed out. Maybe I'll just take the brightness down. Bring up the play with the focus. I tried leaving it on autofocus, and autofocus is just so unreliable. It just randomly picks things to focus on. But that's her current face. The one she comes with. And she's got a couple of other faces. I don't feel like gouging her face off her head, but there's this one. It's not much different, but it's got squarer eyes, and they seem to be kind of shiny, but I don't know what the story is there. And then she's got a green-eyed face with the mouth open and pissed off. Rah! And then it's kind of irritating. Her gun has a hole in it. It's not a spring-loaded gun or anything. She's got these things, but you know, I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to go in this way. Good God, maybe it is. Are they backwards like this? What's the projectile supposed to look like? Because it certainly fits like that pretty good. But if you try to turn around and put this end in, it's like tight. So I don't think it's supposed to go in that way. But I mean, that just kind of looks backwards to me. But maybe that's right. I'd have to check the pictures. Nope. See, they show the serrations facing the front, and they show the gun and the thing inserted in there, but good lord, it's tight. I mean, I don't know who they're kidding with this, but shoving this in is not a pleasant prospect. I'd be worried it wouldn't come out. Plus, you can see paint rubs off on it. So it's just, or maybe the paint's rubbing off of here, yeah. Anyway, so these are kind of dumb. They don't really fit. Even this one that's got a thinner bit, it's got like a line attached to it. Yeah. I mean, you can attach this line here, so I don't know what that attaches to. Maybe her butt. And you can't really put this, you kind of can. So that one fits in pretty well. I wonder if this fits in sideways better. No, that's really tight, so that's not happening. And then, so there's that. And then she also comes with like this visor. I assume she used it in the cartoon or something. I don't know anything about the Beast Wars cartoon per se. But we can put this visor on, and then the other end has a peg. Your guess is as good as mine where the peg actually pegs in. Maybe it pegs into another figure. But she got a visor. Maybe she used it to read minds or mind control or something. I don't know. And for some reason it comes with like an extra strand. A double-ended peg. I'm sure that's to recreate some awesome moment from the cartoon I don't know anything about. We'll catch up on comments. Yeah, Beast Wars is weird. The cartoon was designed by, it was like early 90s CGI, and the characters, to a great extent, were designed by, I almost remember the name of the studio that did it. And they're goofy as hell. And for some reason, Takara is like, we're doing it exactly like that. That's how we're doing it. I wish they'd do like Rhinox or something. Do you have Studio Mixmaster or Scavenger yet? No. I don't think anyone does, so I'm not feeling bad about it. Oh, does she peg on the stand? She does. I said she's got a... Let me get this crap off here. Stupid accessories. But yeah, you can stick this peg up her butt. Yay, now she's floating in midair. Are you happy? I don't have any third-party figures I've yet to film. Unless there's something in my history. I'm trying to think. I filmed everything notable by a third party. Yeah, no, I don't have any. I don't have a backlog there. I don't have a backlog for MP or third party right now. I mean, I have to go back and like. Well, I mean, the only MP backlog I have is I never did Shockwave because it's so simple. But maybe I'll do it. Get it out of the way. I mean, I kind of said the same thing about Soundwave for a long time, but I eventually did do Soundwave. I haven't done some of the recolors. I did Prowl back in the day, one of the earlier videos, and then recently did the anime colored Blue Streak. But I'm trying to show how the figure transforms, and it doesn't really add anything for me to do the entire sequence that's the same sequence for a differently colored figure, so I don't do recolors generally. Well, I mean, I did rubber band her spider legs together when I did the stop motion video. Like, I literally did. The only time her legs were free was when she was in spider mode, and then I brought them all forward and I rubber banded them together. Watch the video, the rubber band's totally there. Oh, why did I? Well, because they're really hard to manage. They're a pain in the ass. Sorry, I ruined the aesthetics for everybody, but I didn't feel like fighting with the legs the whole time because they'd just be flopping all over the place. It would be really hard to line 8 legs up. Yeah, well, I'm not in China, so I don't have the newest, hottest stuff from China. I mean, I've seen people with prototypes, or I've seen people with in-hand Unique Toys Mega. So they're Last Night Megatron. So I keep hoping that one's going to come out soon. So I'm looking forward to doing that if it comes out. If it ever comes out. Of course, there's MP Hound on the horizon at some point. They're almost always delayed, so MP Hound said December, so I think that's a pretty good indication that we're going to get MP Hound in, like, January. And then it says that MP-48, the Leo Convoy or whatever, is, you know, January, so that's a pretty good indication that's going to be February. They never seem to hit their targets. At Takara, they don't care. Maybe they're like Blizzard Entertainment. You know, it's done when it's done. But I don't know. She's a pretty good representation of the Beast Wars figure. And I can't stop myself from getting Takara figures, so there she is. Such as she is. Weird figure. Maybe I'll stick the spider web up behind her, but I don't feel like attaching her to the spider web. Get rid of that stress marked piece. There's a spider web. Such as it is. Just kind of push it back out of the way. That way she'll fit on the shelf. I'll just put her on her stand in front of her spider web. Magnificent. Oh, someone had Mixmaster? That's cool. Yeah, I got to get around to doing long haul. Maybe that's what I should... Maybe I should be disciplined and do that this weekend. Instead of trying to mess around with reshooting something or shooting an older item. I really got to get long haul out of the way. I mean, it's not like anyone has a mystery. Nobody's going, oh, how's this work? But I just kind of wanted to do all the Constructicon figures. And generally all the Voyager figures that have come out for Studio Series. I guess the occasional deluxe. I did that Stinger video back in the day. But I'm not sure. Prime versus Prime does have Mixmaster. Yeah, some people get stuff early, you know. I'm kind of out of things to talk about. Sorry. It was exciting the other day. I was at Walmart and saw an unopened case of Star Wars Black figures and managed to get my hands on a Mandalorian figure. That's been rare. I've seen everything else from that wave. First time I've seen a Mandalorian figure. I don't know who these Star Wars collectors are. I don't tend to get Star Wars Black. I like figures that don't have faces for some reason. So I like getting Stormtroopers, and I like getting, you know, Mandalorians of various sorts. Yeah, Rampage has a weird little thing where you turn the treads around. So hopefully my video explains that pretty well. The instructions sure don't. I got nothing else new. It's almost relief. Next week is my off week, because what am I going to live stream about? I don't have anything. I don't have anything to live stream about. I thought about throwing a video together of the like installing the Jin Bao oversized Devastator Generation Toy thigh extensions, and maybe I'll do that over the Christmas holiday or something. I don't know. I do have that kit. I've been putting off doing it because I'm like, well, if I'm going to do it, I should videotape it. But I don't know. Nobody cares. Well, I mean, I literally have a video of Rampage. Here. That's my Rampage video for what it's worth. It shows all the steps. I didn't shoot it as a triple changer because I hadn't figured that out. The first video I did of a proper every sequence triple changer was DX9 Chigger that Factor 1 loaned to me. By the way, if anyone wants to loan me figures that I haven't shot, you're welcome to email me at gmail.com. I'm always happy to take a loan. I try to treat it as well as I can, but you have to understand that I am going to be transforming the figure several times. So if you've got some pristine Fans Toys figure that doesn't have any scuff marks or any blemishes, don't send me that. Really, I guess that's it. I'm out of things, so we'll wrap up a little bit early today. I'll take any final comments or questions, and we'll wrap up in like 2 or 3 minutes. He's figured it out by now. But we're all so helpful. Fans Toys Iceman. Yeah, I haven't done any of the Fans Toys yet. I asked one of my sources about getting the Zeta jets to shoot, but there was no follow through or interest in that, so it kind of puts the lie to the idea that they want to work with me. Combiners are tricky because later on you have to I'd have to have all the figures together to do the combine mode. So the best combiner video you're going to get out of me, so as far as I know, is going to be the MMC Bruticus combiner, because I'm actually getting that myself. Hey, I guess we're going to 7:40, so you got your 1.5 minute warning. It's been fun hanging out with y'all. Always good to see my peeps. Talk about a Transformers in general. Yeah, that Unique Toys Galvatron was really intriguing. Like, I don't know where they move the parts around to. No, I don't have Challenger in the Nemesis version. I don't tend to get recolors, and the more expensive the figure, the less likely I am to get a recolor of it. Okay, well, I'll see you later, Shark. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for stopping by, and if I don't talk to you, let's see, if I don't end up doing a Christmas Day stream, then I don't know. There's Christmas Day and New Year's Day. Both are weird kind of days to have streams, but maybe I'll do a stream. Maybe I'll have something new. I haven't decided for this weekend. Maybe I'll put a poll up on the channel and see what everyone thinks in terms of what to shoot. And that is all. Have a good evening.